Hey y'all, it's Anime K-Man. Today I'm going to be reading the first episode of Stop the Sound, and I gotta say, this anime was way better than I was expecting, because when I saw the key visual for this anime, I was expecting like a slice of life like anime, and don't get me wrong, I like slices of life, y'all. Like seriously, and I like romance and comedies, but what this episode gave me was a way bigger package than I was anticipating, so gotta give props to the writing staff because I like how they pretty much introduced our main characters Karuta and Kudo. And with Karuta, he's pretty much just trying to find underclassmen to keep this club going because he went into a bout of kind of like depression when he failed this major exam to go into like this school, and it kind of ate up on him, so he took up joining the Kodo club. And with all the members leaving, they're relying on our main protagonist Karuta to keep the club going, to teach the traditions from that club to any new underclassmen. And I kind of like the kind of themes that this anime is showing, because it's showing the themes of everything just can't be written down on papers or any of that some kind of stuff like that. Sometimes to transfer traditions, you gotta teach someone else, and it's important to do that. You can't just be like, okay, here's this and do it. So I kind of like that. It's a really powerful message, even though it wasn't said explicitly, it was said implicitly. So that was cool. And I like how it has the message of you really can't judge a book by its cover in regards to the other main character, which is Kudo, because it shows him, and it even breaks up the impression that, at least from my point of view, it made it seem like he might have hit one of his figures that he saw he saw this person as a grandfather. It made it seem like he actually hit him, but then as the episode progresses, it's like, no, it wasn't him. It was just circumstances where his grandfather went ill and all of that, and these delinquents pretty much messed up the house of where his grandfather lived in. So I kind of like how it also has a message of, you can't judge a book by its cover, and it does it masterfully because as a viewer, I kind of fell in the trap because it presented some information in the episode, but then as the episode presents more information, it's like, oh, and it has the message of, well, to really truly understand something, you gotta actually get to know it. You can't just make like quick, snappy judgments just like that. So that's why I thought this first episode really resonated with me. It had multiple strong messages like that in the first episode, and most animes don't have that. I mean, they sometimes try to, but they don't present it in the manner this anime did. So that's why I thought, from a story standpoint, it was a nice script. Characters were nice too, because with Karuta, you see some of his positives where he's so protective of the club. He's so protective of this Kodo club, and he has got bravery, but the downside with him is he doesn't have that cold edge and that assertiveness. And I like how the anime kind of opened the door to that, because you see him get beat up multiple times, and it's like, oh, you just want to root for the guy. But I'm assuming maybe they'll open the door so that maybe he'll become more assertive. And with Kudo, it shows you that he's got the opposite problem. Sometimes he's too aggressive, and that could kind of make things really hot. Like, it can make things really bad for him. Kind of like how this episode also showed off the negatives of that, because everyone was assuming that he did something negative to Karuta, and he would have been in deep shit if Karuta didn't say that Kudo was innocent. So I also like that too about this episode. It introduces two characters that have cool personalities, Karuta with his kindness and Kudo with his sense of justice and his hilariousness at times. And it shows while they have their upsides, they also have their downsides, and that's what I like about this episode from a character standpoint. It gave you a good grasp of characterization in just a few minutes, and that's what I thought this episode really, really shined. So that's why I thought I did phenomenally from a character standpoint. As for the animation, it wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. It was decent. Art was actually good though. I like the character designs, and there were some manga-like drawings that looked really, really good, and that's what I really thought this episode popped to. Soundtrack was pretty pleasant. As for the opening and ending themes, they didn't have anything to like celebrate about animation wise, but the music tracks were pretty darn good. And that's, I'm gonna rate this episode an 8.75 out of 10. Oh, and the voice performances were good too. I thought this episode was a great start, and I'm eagerly gonna anticipate next week. I just gotta like, oh, it's gonna be tough. Because on Saturdays, here's the thing, I enjoy Kimetsu no Yaiba. I'm definitely gonna be reviewing to the second episode of that. Then there's The Amazing Stranger that I also enjoyed. And then there's We Never Learn. And then there's Stop the Sound. Like literally 4 shows that I like, but I can only realistically react each week to like maybe 2 or 3 of these. So we'll react and review to these. So yeah, but you know what? I really like this show, and honestly, I recommend any of y'all who haven't seen this show to check it out. I really think it's really good. And yeah, I'm definitely gonna keep on watching episodes. I just don't know if I'll review and react to them next week, or I mean, I'll probably at least live react to it, or it just depends on how it stacks up on the on which of the videos get the most traction, because Saturdays are usually not a day that are open for me. But anyways, though, I really enjoyed this episode, and I recommend y'all to check it out. And for anyone else, thank you so much for watching. Rate the video, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later if you subscribe for more. Alright, bye-bye, everyone.